Welcome back on Dynamod. Today I want to propose you a video about the unboxing review about Szarekh The Silent King. This is quite not so big box, but I want to remind you that inside there is Szarekh and these two buildings that you had to build. So now we go to see about the box itself, and then we open and see what are the inside. One thing that for sure you have to take notice is the instruction, because this is quite a big thing to build, and you have to study this to understand how to build it, because okay, you have to prepare every part and so on, but you have to study to understand what is better to assemble and paint and then combine together to the final result, because there are otherwise positioning that it will be not so easy to reach, to paint and so on after that you build everything. So I suggest you to make such step that it's quite important. Moreover, because there are also the side parts that are important. There is the part here that otherwise it's not so great to reach inside, as you can see, and there are also the side ones that are the two models that are aside, that it's important that they are built separately. Moreover, you have to understand if you want to monetize something, because you have to understand if you want to monetize Szarekh, so that can be a normal Necron Lord eventually or so on. So it's something that really it's better to take some time about creating. Moreover, about this, I suggest you to plan how you want to decorate the base itself, because having them as plain as it is, it's not so great, and so some snow effect over the valley or other things would be perfect to put on, because the final effect is something that I really like, and so I bought this. I waited a bit to buy, but still it's an amazing model, and so I suggest you to give some time to think how you want to end everything, putting them together. And then we can see about the contents inside. Here are the miniatures. As you can see, it's not small at all. And here you can find that these are the part related about the two monuments. They are the same sprue doubled, technically, because we can see that it's technically the same completely. And I like quite a lot. The details here are quite nice. I like such ruined effect, because it avoids you to do the same thing, but pay attention about painting it and clean everything together, because even if it's seemed damage, anyway it's clean in the damages. So if you want some brief or so on, it's better if you do some work about separately, so that it's more controlled. And here the part about building the model itself, with the part about the model of the Szarekh and the other two advisors. And I have to say that it's really quite nice. It will be quite something to build everything, because there are, as you see, a lot of pieces, but I have a lot of fun having everything together, because it's amazing, really. And I like that it's empty here, so that it's a bit lighter, because it's a big pieces, and so it will be a bit problematic to bring if it will be really complete and heavy plastic. Not heavy as plastic, but heavy is full plastic to bring around. So I think that it's easier to do everything, so it's quite nice. And then we had the basis, that is this, that it's a 80mm one to use on the Szarekh itself, and these that are 50mm ones to use on the two sides sheets, Necron sheets that are. So I think that they are really quite nice to use, and it's not so big, but remember that if you want to plan to add the things inside, you have to plan the basis, because I made a playlist about the basis that you can find in the description. At the same time, this can be quite a problem if you think about, because to have this completely free, or better, completely usable, you have to make that when you put everything together, it's yet done, because otherwise you'll not be able, because the positioning of the model itself, to be able to reach the inner parts of the basis. so pay a bit of attention, because it's something that you really have to plan to play with, and it's worth anyway, because if you use the base as a way to improve the way that you can have the mod itself, I think that it's something that make you even worth the model that you buy, because this is not cheap at the end. So to say about such model, I think that it's really quite amazing, and I have a lot of fun painting it, because I want to have quite the same model as painting. I think that maybe I'll do some plan about how to realize such things. Still, I think that it's worth to reach about it is in the picture itself, because if you think about it's the lord, the only lord, the main lord of the Necrons, so I think that it's worth to give it its own options. But the monetization song can be a good option, because if you think about it, you have to make it position and stored and so on. So maybe there are some ways to improve such things. And so I think that I'll see if I can do some things related about, at least maybe able to put the two advisors aside, so that once that I put them aside, I can eventually play them as Cryptex or the Tetrarch or so on separately, eventually, if I want. About Szarekh will be a bit more problematic, because there is the mantle that it's quite long and so on, so it's not so easy to use as it is. So I have to study if the mantle can be separated, maybe monetized or so on, so that I can use Szarekh aside, alone. So there are quite a lot of things that you can gain from this miniature, and I like all that I think that I can gain. Maybe I'll build this as it is and paint as it is, or I'll change something. Still, it's something that inspired me quite a lot, so in my opinion, it's a worth miniature to buy. So from Dynamod, it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video, or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again to the next time.